Can you talk about the shooting?
It was it was in 1984, I think. And we were doing a routine control delivery of maybe 10 or 15 keys. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. But at that point in time, the blacks in Tampa were hooked into the Colombians because that's where they would marry a black female and then immigration couldn't touch them. And so they were legal. But the dope would come off the boat and go to the other Colombians that were living there. And they were mostly from Barranquilla, Cartagena, which is more of mostly blacks. And it's a different mindset there. If you've ever been to Colombia, it's a totally different mindset. It's more hardcore. And these guys were gangsters. They were real gangsters. And so we did the delivery, a typical thing. We're in the room next door. We got the room wired up. We're listening to it. Everything's going okay. And they take the dope, give the informant the transport fee, and it goes into the car. And somehow or another, at that time we blamed DEA, but I don't know who. Somebody didn't give the bus signal early enough. And they got in the car, which we'd never wanted to let them do, but they got in the car and they went to leave the hotel Holiday Inn parking lot. And luckily one of the guys had pulled the gate, the big, like a roller chain link gate, and he had pulled the gate closed so that no one could leave. And they got to the gate and they bumped it when we hit them. And the woman in the back, she seemed to be the woman in charge. And she kept saying, "Mátalos, mátalos," which is kill them. And her boyfriend was in the car. And we had him at gunpoint. It was all over, I thought. And as I was looking at him, he pulled his shirt up and I could see the butt of a revolver in his waistband. And as soon as he put his hand on it, my training kicked in and he got shot. We got him out of the car. Somehow or another, she got passed to me and they handcuffed him. And she mule kicked me right in the testicles twice, really hard, to the point where I saw stars. And after the second time, I got angry and I grabbed her by the hair and I smashed her face like maybe 2 or 3 times on the hood. And she went dizzy and we got her cuffed. And then I had to explain to the judge why she had 2 black eyes and a broken nose at the preliminary hearing. But
yeah. How did you deal with the shooting, Chris? The guy does he die or?
Yeah.
He does die. How do you deal with that?
I was angry. I was really angry at him for making me do it. And I didn't feel a lot of empathy for him, even though I'm a very empathetic person, personally. But I was just mad because he wasn't playing by the rules. The rules are you're supposed to give up.
Yeah.
And they don't always do that. That's how I found out.
Yeah.
They don't always do that.
Any residual from that though? And did it affect you at all? Or you just, hey, you caused this and you just move out and move on?
Yeah, it affected me. It affected me to the point where, and I'm not Catholic, but I went by a Catholic church and I saw the father in the church there. And something told me to go talk to him. Mm-hmm. So I went in and I spoke with him about it. And he said, "Son, he has free will and he made that decision. You didn't make that decision. And you just had to do what you did." He knew what the game was.
Yeah.
It was a real good father.
Yeah.
And he said, "I absolve you of any sin in that. You didn't do anything wrong." And I felt better.
Yeah.
But I slept with him a few nights. He and I had a few arguments at night when I'd wake up and think about it. But eventually it just went away. We were so busy. You want to know the therapy that I got? We had range day the next day and my boss told me, I said, "I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to range day." And he goes, "No, you're going to go to range day. You're going to get back on the horse again." And so the sympathy I got was range day and somebody wrote Colombian over my target. So there wasn't a lot of room. There wasn't a lot of room for sympathy there.